Hello, ladies and gentlefolk.
Can you hear me all right?
Yep.
Okay, so we have Hen playing the Shulk and Submediant playing Bayonetta instead of his Peach.
Interesting that we have a Shulk here. I usually don't see Shulks around MDVA too much.
Yeah. As I was saying earlier, Hen usually is around the UMP Smash Fest whenever they're in session, so that's where I know him from.
Gotcha.
Anyway, Submediant starting off with a nice lead here. How do you think this matchup will play out? Because I'll be honest, I've never seen this at all.
Actually, I just saw it last night at MSM when Nico almost took out Abadango, and Abba had to make the switch to Bayo on Lilat.
How'd that work? I didn't watch any of it last night.
It worked out super well, actually, because for the most part, Shulk just couldn't approach through the bullet climax. I'm not sure that Submediant, however, would know to do something like that because his Bayonetta is actually relatively new. So he's still sort of working out the kinks and everything like that, but it seems to be doing a decently solid job.
Right. Shulk in sealed mode now, so not gonna be really hard to kill him.
Yeah, I always find it interesting about shield mode because what that also allows is oh, there we go.
That was nice.
That was very good from Submediant. But yeah, basically it always seems to allow the opponent to sort of space Shulk out. Granted, you can if you have a lead or something as Shulk, then sure, great. Or if you just need to not die, that's also great. But at the same time, shield usually ends up making it really easy for your opponent to avoid you. But then I don't usually see very many people running away from shield Shulk.
I usually kind of don't approach that often because I always found that I would get punished hard. So I'll be like, I'll just stop approaching. And you can't really catch me that easily because he's slow.
All right, he wants this kill right now.
Yeah, Sub's been just getting hits here and there since he took the first stock. And Hen hasn't really found an answer to it. I don't really know Shulk confirms too well outside of when he's in jump hard. He can up down into up air at certain percents. I don't know if Bayonetta is still in that percent range though.
So he gets to, ooh.
Nice up air in the smash shot to catch the side B.
Yeah, falling up air works out. That's okay. He manages to slip out.
So what do you think Hen could do to start bringing this game back into his favor?
He's going to have to stop running into Bayonetta's giant hitboxes, first of all. That was a good start. But basically, when he goes off for these sort of aggressive edge guards and things like that,
he doesn't seem to be picking the right option.
Right, it seems more like he's giving up a bit of control in favor of trying to get that quick kill, as opposed to actually trying to play neutral.
And that was just unsafe.
Yeah. Yep.
He was pretty much stuck there because re-grab, he was still got hit by this down smash.
Yeah, there are a lot of people who fish for kills. That's a very common thing. But in this case, I feel like Hen is just fishing for every single hit. He doesn't seem to be like necessarily reading anything per se.
Just goes for hits.
Right, he's just trying to see, okay, maybe this will work, and he's trying to be very aggressive. And that pressure-focused style can work out if your opponent's afraid of you. But if you're not actually dealing any damage or anything like that, then people aren't going to be scared in the first place, and it's not going to be super effective. They'll just stuff you out every single time.
But Final Destination is the kind of pick on Hen's choice. So I was kind of expecting something more like Battlefield, maybe something with more platforms. But right now, Submediant starting off with a nice little sword combo.
All right.
He's gotten a bit of a lead this time and trying to roll out Submediant with back airs.
Yeah, and actually that's something that I don't necessarily like about what Submediant's doing, because he starts off, and what he's doing here is he's playing a little bit patient, but I didn't necessarily like him trying to hit with those back airs so often. It was mostly just exposing him, and Shulk's range can contest with that. So Shulk uses his own back air against Bayonetta's back air, and then he gets the hits that he's looking for. If anything, I feel like Sub should probably try and stay grounded and not try to fish so much, because basically his patience, he's significantly more patient than Hen's being, but at the same time, I feel like he's not being patient enough.
Yeah, that was almost bad right there.
Yeah, he also fishes for things with his Bayonetta, so that's not like exclusive to Hen. So he fishes for these witch times a little bit, usually on landing. So you can generally predict that, oh, if he's trying to land or something like that and he's in a helpless state, he's going to try and witch time, things like that.
Nice up tilt call out, taking the first stock.
Nice, but he does catch him with the smash up
The other thing I've been noticing this game a lot more is that Submediant's been throwing out these grabs, and he hasn't. I mean, he got that one there, but before he wasn't really landing any of them, and would get punished for running up and dash grab. So Hen has the lead for the first time.
Actually, you know what? Sorry, a little bit of a retroactive comment, but I do like that witch time from the ledge, considering that Hen consistently tries to get a forward smash on Submediant's regular getup. So that's an interesting mix-up. Just didn't necessarily work out that time. But I can see exactly why he did it there.
Good catch. And Hen in sealed mode.
Yeah, that was...
He's definitely fishing right now.
That was unnecessary, but it's not like he's in danger of dying or anything, so, I mean, I guess he can just throw out an up smash sometimes.
Sub is able to get the stock. He didn't take too much damage for him while he was down. And now he's taking the lead.
All right.
That was a nice start.
But misses the follow-up witch twist.
Yeah, like we said, it's still relatively new, so he's still working on those combos. Nice witch time. He finally gets one, but did it clank or riff?
I actually think that...
it looked like a clank.
Well, actually, I see that the symbol for speed was above him beforehand, and I believe that there is actually some invincibility involved in that, which some Shulk techniques use, like Shadow Eye, for example.
Right, I recall that.
So I think that he was just actually invincible on that landing because he transformed into Speed Art at that time. So because he was trying to do a Malk at that time, I think. He ended up doing something else.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Wow, that kill.
Yeah, I mean, Raid Shulk's F smash is actually pretty reasonably strong. So,
yeah,
you know.
His smash attacks do hit hard. So where do you think they'll go Game 3?
Oh,
Yeah.
well.
That's what I was figuring.
Yeah, did expect the Peach switch because for those of you in the chat, Submediant's actual main is Peach. He was just trying out Bayonetta today. So, or at least he's just trying out Bayonetta. I don't know if it's just today, but.
So Dreamland and the switch to Peach. How do you think this matchup will play out compared to the previous one?
I think this matchup is definitely easier for Shulk, but at the same time, I feel like thus far, a lot of the things that Submediant has done are habits that he has because he's not used to Bayonetta. Whereas I feel like as a comfort pick, his Peach should do better against Hen's Shulk.
I like that Sub is, staying a bit more out of Hen's range and throwing out turnips because, since the turnip pull is pretty slow, Hen can obviously jump and punish you for that easily.
Yeah, the other thing is, because he doesn't have any sort of move like heel slide or anything like that, he sort of has to be way more patient with how he's trying to get in. Because the thing is, heel slide, while it's an okay move. Ooh, very nice pivot grab.
Yeah.
But, yeah, well, heel slide is an okay move. The thing about it is, a lot of the times it's not super safe against a player who knows what they're doing. That was a really good up smash, but that was not the sweet spot of it.
Right. That might have been
And
it
also
if he
he's in
wasn't in
shield.
shield mark. The sweet spot only being the tip of her hand.
Right. Ooh.
Eh.
And he manages to catch Submediant at the top of the stage. Oh, no. This I don't like.
Dash attack not going to do it yet. Just Stitch face. Yeah.
That counter lasts deceptively long.
I was actually glad that he didn't. That wasn't the Stitch face he threw out. I don't know if that would have instant killed. I know with Corn at least, if Pete throw out the Stitch face and it gets counted, that's an instant death on him no matter what percent.
Yeah, that could have been it then.
Now, Submediant was doing.
All right.
Dash attack finally takes it. What I was going to say is that he was doing well, but once he lost that stock, it seemed like he was struggling now to figure out a good kill option.
Yeah.
Nice punish on the turnip pool.
Honestly, I understand that Peach is supposed to be a very, a lot more grounded character, but I kind of want to see Submediant stay, well, sorry, and more aerial character, but I kind of want to see Submediant stay on the ground and just try and shield grab a bit more, because it doesn't seem like Hen's spacing is very amazing. So it's like whiff punishes and shield grabs should be relatively free given that.
Bomb.
But
doesn't go anywhere.
Yeah.
Gets hit by another up air again, and this is where it gets a bit scary for Pete.
Yeah. If I were him, I'd just sort of sit back and throw the turnips, not trying to get in. Or oh, right, because the first hit is very weak and is only supposed to push you into the next hit, which is the actual killing hit.
Okay.
So basically what happened there was he just countered that, and that was pretty much nothing. If it were the strong hit, on the other hand, then that could have been another story. But honestly, when your opponent is coming to you so often, I don't feel like you need to
approach.
Yeah. I feel like he's not. I feel like Hen's not grabbing whatsoever. Submediant is the one doing most of the grabs to begin with. He's not trying to find a down throw kill. He's not throwing Submediant off stage to get him in a more favorable position. He's just swinging the blade around. And with that in mind, Submediant should probably just try and shield. I like the idea there. Missed timing, though.
It did seem a bit risky because if, you know, if he got hit, that would have been a stage spike.
Honestly, at this point, if I were Submediant, I'd just be as safe as... Well, that works, too.
Yeah, that works.
That works as well. That seems accurate.
So, good. All right. Well, I got to go play a match. Good commentating with you, okay?
All right, good commentating with you as well.
Here you go. Well, I thought he was going to be joining. Coming. But anyway, later.
All right, ladies, gentlemen, hello, hello, hello. How are you all this evening? I hope you're all wonderful. Not for product placement or anything, but I actually did bring a bottle of the chocolate Soylent with me. Mind. Again, it does actually taste like chocolate milk. It's really, really good. All right. See